Im bin Latu.
The green-eyed monster is meant to refer to an emotion that we fear. It's jealousy that I'm talking about here. But before I go on, let's get one thing clear. Jealousy is different than admiration. With jealousy, there is aspiration, a desire to acquire what others possess, whereas to admire is to just be impressed. Let me give an example as explanation. I might, if you will, admire a country's football team. I recognize their skill and hold them in high esteem. But I would never, ever dream to aspire to their station. So I'm not jealous, I merely admire, without the slightest desire to kick a ball and represent a nation. Truth be told, I couldn't care less. But if I saw my friends on vacation, well then, perhaps, I might be jealous. Because I realize I too would like to go to a distant destination. I hope it's clear, this definition of jealousy versus admiration. And while the latter is touted as a virtue, our perception of the former is a bit askew. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I propose to you that we look upon jealousy with eyes anew. I propose that we analyze this feeling that we generally despise. Imagine, I scroll through my social media, I see my friends on holiday, exciting places, Tanzania, Kenya, good for them, I say, but why should I remain here? Green go my eyes, cornea and iris, for I am envious and desirous. But it's nothing to fear. It's just a sign that I find something dear. My friends have just shone a spotlight on things I guess I too might like. This, my friends, is one way envy benefits you. It all depends on your point of view. And so I propose a change, albeit a bit strange, in the way we see this monster, jealousy. Indeed, if we let it, it can help us decide on the things that deserve our focus. Because on this wide earth, there is so much from which to choose, not all of equal worth. And as we have no time to lose, we need a guide to help us narrow down our choices, which are otherwise too wide. So we must listen to our inner voice. When it whispers jealous notions, don't feel shame. Instead, rejoice. We found something that sparks emotion, something perhaps worth our time and devotion. But we must, of course, investigate whether our jealousy is misplaced. We must take time to contemplate on what our jealousy is based. Does it spring from things that might bring joy? Or is it just a decoy, a distraction that will bring no satisfaction? For example, if I see someone with the latest tech, but my own devices are fairly up to spec, I must question if my jealousy is born of need, or if my reaction is simply one of greed. In contrast, if I see someone of mighty talent, of which I am envious, rather than becoming furious, I'll work to achieve the equivalent. Now, I suppose that you too have had this feeling, jealousy, rage-inducing. Think back, how did you react? Did you manage to calm this beast? Or to protect yourself from its harm, at least? Or did you lose control? And did jealousy take its toll? To tame the green-eyed monster, we must look it in the eye. We need not blame or shame or even deny. We must first acknowledge that it exists and then decide if it should persist. And if the jealousy has no merit, we must, of course, banish it. For this, I have no tips and tricks. Unfortunately, time does not permit. But if the jealousy has its merit, well, we must certainly quell it. The healthiest way I find to cope is not to sit around and mope or to just passively wish and hope, and certainly not to sabotage. Nope. Rather than to complain and frown or to plot how to bring others down, we can turn this jealousy around into motivation, quite profound. Now at this point, I'd like to summarize the two ways that jealousy is a blessing in disguise. Firstly, as a filter to help us decipher between what we will strive for and what we'll ignore. This I would call jealousy as a spotlight. It helps us to choose right when making a list of things we might like. Secondly, is jealousy as a catalyst, sparking our ambitions alike, giving us the drive to strive for our dreams to take flight. Now, before concluding, I must give some warning. 2 warnings to be precise. The first I've already said, but it's worth saying twice. It's quite critical to be analytical when considering if our jealousy has merit. That is to say, we must think about it. Are we jealous for something we need and truly want, or are we just being a greedy cow? The second warning, I'll say it now, it is dangerous to make others jealous. Jealousy turns people traitorous. It can inspire in others hate for us. It can even drive them to injure us. For most people, when they are jealous, their hearts are filled with malice. They wish from you to take away the things that didn't come their way. Now, to summarize in conclusion, and to avoid any confusion, while jealousy can be of use to you, as long as you think it through, do not be under the illusion that this is a common point of view. Ladies and gentlemen, do not fear the green-eyed monster within, but be wary of rousing it in others. And the next time you're jealous, don't feel blue. Just think it through. Analyze it, utilize it, and make it work for you. Let it clear your vision and ignite your ambition to the highest it can reach. And with that, I end my speech.